We're here with Sua Truong. He is a commercial mortgage broker in the city of Vancouver and also a mentor and a coach for commercial mortgages. Am I correct?
For commercial mortgage brokers that wants, residential brokers that want to get into the field and don't want to cut the risk, right?
They want a different, nice. They want a different avenue of creating income.
That's right. Yeah, I think it's a great time too when brokers are now actually coming out of the woodwork and approaching me and said, maybe it's a time I should take a look at this. You know, something they've been doing for 12 years, 15 years, or even 2-3 years as a residential broker. Right? And the downturn economy is affecting a lot of their clients, which are the clients that you and I don't like, right? You know, for some buyers, or not that there's anything wrong with it. It's just that not a clientele.
No, it's just not a business I understand.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of debt.
Yeah.
And somebody getting into a debt just to buy a house is, especially when they don't have kids, I think is I don't know, something I don't really agree with. Especially in Vancouver when real estate is so high.
Yeah.
But before we get into that talk,
Too deep.
tell me more about yourself, man. Where are you from? What do you do for fun?
Originally, I'm one of the FOB, we call it, fresh off the boat.
Yeah.
Refugee family from Vietnam, fled Vietnam, came to Thailand for a refugee camp, and then we were sponsored by a Christian family to Canada. So start life over.
So when did you leave Vietnam to Thailand?
1979, 1980.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then from Thailand over here?
Yeah.
When was that?
1980.
1980. So you were only in Thailand for a year?
About 11 months, almost
11
a year.
Okay.
Yeah. That's long. Have you ever been to Thailand?
No.
Okay. If you ever been to Thailand, it's very hot, humid, which is okay for us in Vietnam. For Thailand, it's not a big deal, right? But if you're in a refugee camp, you're in the middle of almost like the desert. They fence you off with wired fencing, and you can't get out. Even on the other side of the fence, there's a beach, but we can't get access to the beach.
And then you have a resort right there.
But it's like for us, we're in a camp tent where the wind's blowing, you eating, you sleeping, and with sand in your face. All right.
So why did you guys leave Vietnam?
We're in the south, so we're when the Americans pull out, we were caught that we're one of the affluent people there, and being Asian background, Chinese, not Vietnamese background, they can pick us out and persecute us, right? Because the communists, they like to do that. You're not a true Vietnamese blood, therefore we're gonna pick on you. All of the Chinese Vietnamese people fled pretty much, South Vietnam, and we left with everything we could. Right?
How many in the family?
Well, there was my brother, my sister, and mom and dad and grandma, right?
Wow. And then you came right to Vancouver?
No. If we were still be lucky to come to Vancouver. We ended up in a small little town called Smithers, BC.
Oh, okay, so BC. Okay,
right? In the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
There's probably at the time, there's probably 2,000 to 2,500 people living there. There's 3 Asian family, us and 2 others. Don't speak the same language. You see how funny it was the first time. They're introducing us to all these other Asian families. We don't speak the same language.
We're learning English.
Yeah, that's how we learn really fast, right? You learn or you go hungry.
So how long were you in Smithers?
I think until 88, 89.
Okay.
We saw on TV at Expo 86, and we see a lot of Asian people down there. We was like, ooh, there's more Asian people here than actually this.
Let's run.
Yeah, so at that time we came down Expo 86, and then when we back home, my parents put the house on sale. Took several years to sell it.
In Smithers. Yeah. So when you sold it, then you came here.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how old are you when you arrived to Vancouver?
Oh, jeez. 14?
14?
13, 14, around there.
Oh, so you went to high school here.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where was?
Oh, the greatest school you can find, Guilford Park Secondary in Surrey.
Oh, you grew up in Surrey. Oh, okay. All right.
Rough it out in Surrey.
So you're not even in Vancouver.
You would be so fortunate to be in Vancouver. Affordability issue, I guess, with anything.
Yeah.
That's why we picked Surrey.
And in Surrey, where you are now?
Yeah, pretty much grown there, lived there, you can rough it out there, you might as well stay.
I thought you're like straight up, Kingsway.
Nah.
With the whole...
yeah, a lot of Vietnamese people there.
Yeah,
It's funny,
That's my area.
Yeah, you growing up, but growing up a lot of Caucasian people, we didn't have a lot of white people in Smithers, so we're so used to not being around Vietnamese people.
Yeah.
I actually lost the language. I lost the language until I got married, back in '99, right? I had to relearn Vietnamese again.
I lose it until I'm around people, and then I pick it up.
Yeah, you can click, right? But then it's like,
I can understand all of it, but I can't like really speak it, and it's hard for me to speak. So it's like it's always broken. It's like English and Hindi. So I just go back and forth.
We call that English in our language.
We have it. We have another name for that too.
Dylan will be talking with me, and I'll be spitting out words. And if there's a Vietnamese guy here, I'll be doing half and half, and Dylan will be so confused.
Yeah.
I got that. You said something English.
So what made you get into the mortgage business?
For me, I think it was more of a try something different. I've always tried different industries. Growing up, I loved computer. I was in the IT industry for almost a decade. And then when the dot-com boom, bust, I said, okay, this sucks. Everybody else is after the same job, and our pay just got cut by 10K. That's no fun. So I look at the industry. We went into commercial fishing, and that went bust too. So I went out of that, and then I went to financial services, investments, mutual funds, and all that, securities. We talked about earlier about that. And then as you mentioned kind of about it, and when you get into trouble with the regulatory bodies and all that, I was like, oh, this sucks, because now there's things that are gray becomes black, and so there's no black and white, and then you get into trouble because he say, she say, and it's like, this, I don't need this, right? They don't pay me enough to do that, right? So
I get that.
Yeah, paperwork and dealing with the regulation, it was no.
So let's go back. IT. What did you do with IT?
I did a lot of it is troubleshooting problem. The guy in the back room handling all the issues with tech support.
With more software or more hardware?
Hardware.
With hardware?
Yeah.
Okay.
Software, I did software too, but a lot of it's hardware.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm fascinated with that.
Yeah, I can put things together. Even see today, I mean, it doesn't go away, right? The skill set you have years ago, it still works. Now it's actually even simplified. Back in those days, you have to hear what the beeps and bops are. What was the error code, right?
Yeah.
Here is like to tell you what's wrong with it.
Yeah, now it's scanners and plugging things in. What's the code? 03. What the hell's 03? Then you have to go look it up. Right now, I think a lot of the thing they'll tell you 3 and tell you exactly what.
Tell us what's wrong with it. I mean, back in the
problems.
days, you have to troubleshoot one at a time, and like what did they call that? You gotta find the errors and then go down the list and say, okay, that's not it. Trial and error. Right?
Yeah, trial and error. Yeah. So you went from IT, commercial fishing, into residential mortgages then?
No.
So there's more.
No, I went to commercial banking.
Okay.
At one of the big red bank.
Big red.
Yeah.
There's only one. Oh, there's 2 reds.
Yeah.
I guess one's burgundy,
one's redder than the other.
Oh, okay, got it.
I was there for almost a decade, right? And my regional sales manager at the time, she's been there for 35 years. Right, she got laid off.
Feel sorry for her.
Oh no! I mean, she would have got the golden handshake, and she would be set for another 5 years if she stayed there, but they let her go early because they didn't need her anymore. I thought that was pretty bad. So and my position was supposed to directly report to the VP, but about 2 months later they brought in a younger gal, and I'm guessing it's a much reduced salary, and to become my manager. After that point, I'm gone. I'm leaving. Like, give me my severance package. Is there? I went up to the VP, said, is a severance package still available? I want to take it.
Yeah, and you got bought out and took off.
I bought out. Yeah, and at the time I was taking care of a lot of restaurant people, like a lot of restaurant people. Most of it's pho, noodles, soup, and all of my Vietnamese clients. Right. Yeah. I was very good at that. So I learned a lot of tricks. I learned a lot of successes, why they succeed, why they fail. So you know what? That's a great idea. Let's go buy a restaurant.
Oh, so you got into the restaurant bit? Oh my God!
5 years, 5.5 years.
How did that work out?
It worked out well actually, because I've learned a lot of the stories from all my clientele, and I use that. I barely know how to cook today, but I know how to run a business. Yeah. And managing is just learning from other people.
So I do a lot of restaurant financing, hospitality.
Yeah.
there's always margins, right?
Yeah.
There's always margins, and you can take that off. Yeah, that's probably what's sticking there.
Yeah. Yeah, the margin is there, but they have to be careful too, right? They can lose that in just if something goes or.
But the margins I realized are for North American restaurants, Asian restaurants, Indian restaurants. No, because what happens is they bring 3 different dishes, right, and you share.
Yeah.
The cost of food goes it goes down. Versus, let's just say there's going to be chicken and fish and steak coming on one plate, and then create the next plate and next plate, right? Your labor cost goes down, and on top of that, your cost of food goes down.
Yeah, and it depends on the restaurant too, and I learned a lot of systematize and process, right? We put the restaurant, it was failing, it was making $100, $200 a day, at most $300 a day. It just sucked. It's like 1,200-1,500 square foot restaurant, it's making this much money. It's terrible, right? And it was on King George and around 77 Avenue. So it's in a nice high traffic area. It's not bad. We just said, why were they failing? Why were they so miserable? It's just got like 36 odd items on a menu. It's ridiculous, right? So we cut about 2/3 of it.
Yeah. Yeah, pull a McDonald's, man. Find out what works and what doesn't.
So which one's selling? I mean, the rest aren't selling. So we cut everything off the menu. People were fed up at the beginning of it. They can't buy everything they used to buy. But it's like, hey, we changed the menu. We do things better. Yeah. But keep it simple.
Yep.
Yeah. And we made more. We in probably about 18 months we went from 200, 300 up daily to 800 to 1,000.
Yeah.
And at the peak, we sold it. Right? I sold the restaurant. I'm out of here.
Yeah. Well, you sat back and looked at it. Most people don't, right? They're more. Well, I think most are more creative, especially going into the restaurant business, right? Yeah. Versus somebody that looks at the numbers, right?
Yeah.
And I'm more like that. I look at the numbers. Where is it going to work? What sells the most?
Yeah.
And we go from there.
Yeah.
Hence why Big Mac is still around.
Well, that's it.
Right?
Sure, you can have Western food that sells also sushi, but how many people actually buy sushi? And they had it on the menu. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So, how did you get into coaching? Well, why did you want to do that? What was the biggest driving force?
Well, you know what it is Sunil, like when you've been in the industry long enough, and after I left the restaurant, guess what I went back to mortgage broking, and I did it for actually about 3.5-4 years, but most of my background is commercial banking side, so I was hesitant, but everybody says, you gotta do residential, that's all we know. So after a while I said, no, this is not cutting for me. So within about a third year into it, I went almost 50-50 in the commercial side, and then eventually weaned myself off to most of it commercial today.
Why did it take you that long?
Well, because the office that we were in weren't supporting it. There was nobody doing commercial deals, and we were told, don't do it.
And you listened to them?
I didn't know any better. All right, I didn't. I'm new to this independent thing. I'm working for the bank. All I knew was commercial stuff, right?
Yeah.
So I said, no, we don't do that here. I said, okay. And then eventually I asked, why not? And then the better question is, why can't I?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I can't support you. That's okay. I don't need your support.
Yeah, I don't need your support. Exactly.
Yeah. Can I do it? Am I allowed to do it? Yeah. Well, how do you get paid? I'll charge a fee. Oh.
Exactly.
The managing broker had no idea, right? They said,
most of the managing brokers have no clue.
No, they said we only do private deals. We charge fees. I said, yeah, but I gotta get paid.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna do it for free, right? But that's what I'm really good at. That's what my background was. So I eventually went to that, and over the years, right, I'm a big fan of giving back. And when I was one of the franchise, me and Mr. Dustin Woodhouse was part of one of the most affluent person, not affluent, most active in giving advice, giving help to people who ask for help. Like you get on the internet, I need help. Who does this, who does this? Well, you go talk to this and that. And because of that, I was well known as the guy who can help and get the deals done. Mm-hmm. All right. Some of it was dealing with our competition or competitors, right, at the MMS level and all that. And people were like, "Are you allowed to do that?" I said, "Well, there's no rule against it."
No, there's no rule against giving advice. Not at all.
Yeah. So as long as I get paid, I don't care, right? And that's how it works. And people eventually started asking me more and more, and then eventually started sending me more deals. And I got a lot of it from other brokers. And you know what? This sucks because they don't know what this is required. They don't know what's needed. They need mentoring. They need coaching. I started a pilot project within my own managing broker's office. about mentoring other people. And she at that time felt like I was encroaching on her, I guess, on her leadership. And she was offended. She's like, no, you're not allowed to do this. You're not allowed to mentor. You're not allowed to coach anybody. That's my job. So I was like, okay. That's when I left. And I bumped into Camilo, right? Rodriguez. He's the president now of CM.
Yep, I know who he is.
Our broker association. So he and I got together and I said, you know what? I want to get into more mentoring, coaching, because in our industry, people aren't getting this kind of training. And it's great that I'm getting referrals, but if they can pile crap on my table, I'm just wasting my time, right? I'm sure when somebody comes to you and say, hey, Sunil, can you look at this situation and help me? You go, okay, do you know that I need this? No. Mm-hmm. It would help, right? Mm-hmm. Otherwise, it wastes a lot of your time just asking those up front, right? And I figured that if I started coaching and teaching, and I created my YouTube channel, about 140, 150 videos out there to teach them everything about different aspects of commercial financing, right? And I said, you know what? This is getting tiring too. So for the serious folks, let's get together, and I'll spend 2-3 days doing a workshop. And that's where it grew. It grew from there, right?
So it was a test pilot in the beginning project, right?
It was my passion project, yeah.
And then from there, then it started growing. So, is that your full-time thing now? Is the coaching?
I'd like to eventually be full-time doing that, because what I want to do is go across Canada and the United States and to help more brokers be more competent. Get an all. Don't be square, right? Be more rounded and have everything in your tool set. That even in the downturn economy right now, in the real estate market's coming down, who's out shopping? Not first home buyer.
Yeah, it's investors now.
Investors, yeah. We love it. Yeah. That's my primary focus is on investor. So investors have single houses or like a ton of houses, like a ton of property. It's all over the map. Some have 5, 6, 8, 10, 99, like one of my clients, right? When it comes to like my 100th property I want to own, or my 100th unit, and it's like, oh, who's going to do that? Nobody except commercial. Right?
Except commercial, exactly. Under a holding company.
Yeah. So, and how to structure and how to make sure that it's going to work, right? A lot of them don't have a clue. A lot of investors aren't aware, and they've been buying everything under the residential, under their own personal name.
Well, I think a lot of them don't realize that, in Canada you got the big five, right? But they're not involved in that kind of stuff. There's pension funds out there now, right? There's other investment companies out there. There's so many other types of funds available for. A lot of funds love real estate, right? Yeah. And outside of the banking channel, outside of the whatever you call the mortgage, what's that thing? The model lenders, outside of that channel too, the broker channel, channel, right? Yeah. So there's like so many other funds out there that love this kind of stuff. Yeah,
and not just even local, I mean, not just domestic lenders, like international lenders,
offshore, exactly.
Yeah. I got American lenders in the United States say, hey, we went to Canada. Yeah. It's like, that's the same thing. I mean, it's still asset based. They can do anything with it.
Yeah, they can foreclose. They have a lawyer here to foreclose, and they have a company here. Yeah, they can.
Yeah, this is not a communist-run country, so they have the same set of laws or similar set of laws. They can go.
Or like single investors that know real estate, know it well. They've owned hundreds of properties. They built that too.
That's right.
They have cash.
Yeah.
Right. These guys have their own company, their own lending company that people just don't know about. You can get access to and
they don't advertise, right?
That's they don't advertise. And they don't have to.
No.
You got guys like me and you.
That's right. And that's where the fun is, right? I think it's your role right now, even my role is more to become a connector more than anything else. It's not about the product or services anymore. It's like, hey, how can I connect and get this deal done? This guy's got a great property, but he's tapped. Even on the commercial side, they don't want to lend him anymore. He's like, every lender he has access to, he's got money with, he's got properties with already. How do you make this work? Right? Well, there's enough on the table for more than 2 people. So sometimes I even bring a joint venture partner into the deal. Say, hey, come take a look.
Exactly. Yeah. So how do you? So your course, is there like days or?
Well, right now,
1 day, 3 days?
Right now I've changed it because. When I started I've trained over 75 residential brokers now, 76 residential mortgage broker to do commercial deals.
All in Canada?
In Canada. Only in Canada so far.
Only Canada, okay.
Right? And I got to change the the subject matter applies to American stuff too.
I know there's a lot of California brokers listening because this is my second home.
Yeah, I mean, I got colleagues down there too, right?
Yeah, you gotta reach out to Sua here.
Yeah. So when that what it is now, it's instead of doing a live 2-day 16-hour heavy duty workshop where everybody is overloaded at the end of the 2-day events, they're so okay, I don't know how much of that information I can retain, right? And I always left it open. They can come back to future training workshop. I got a guy who came back the third time and saying, this is not working right. So instead of doing such a huge deep dive in 2 days, I now spent over 6 weeks. So online.
Okay.
So I've cut into, 60, 80 minute, 90 minute videos where they can pause, play, pause, whatever they want to do at their own leisure. All right. So at the end of 6 weeks, I will have coaching calls in between, 2 to 3 coaching calls, depends on stuff they don't understand, right? So it'll be group coaching calls that I go over matters of the materials, a lot of examinations, all the Q&As, questionnaires I send out. They got to respond to make sure that they know what material I just covered, so they understand, right? I found it to be, so far, this is the first set of students gone through that already. They retain much more information.
So how much you charge for this?
I charge
6 weeks.
I charge $49.97.
So $5,000.
$5,000 Canadian. Yeah. And that that includes for the next 12 months access to me personally for any kind of deals that they need help with.
Have you thought? This is my brain going in the business side. Have you thought? Okay, so you got online now at 5,000.
Yeah.
Right. One time.
Yeah.
Next one, 5,000 a month. Have access to you for 1 week out of the year. Or 1 week out of the month for that, right? And then the next step would be like 100,000.
Sounds good.
And they get like total access to you. Now you have different ones. Like, am I gonna sit there and listen to like? I probably won't, right? Yeah. But me and you chatting here, going back and forth, and learn. That's the way I learn.
Okay.
Right. So direct access to you is gonna kinesthetic learner, right? Direct access to you, I'm gonna learn much faster. Yeah. Reason I'm in this office, in the first when I started my brokerage, prior to starting my brokerage, I had to be licensed under somewhere. So I went to a private lender, and I probably seen more deals in 2 years than a broker over 25 years has seen.
Oh, I'm sure.
Right?
Sure. Yeah.
Just the amount of stuff that was coming through and kind of looking at it, and I learned so much within the first couple of years. Yeah. Right? Today I'm so far ahead of the game from somebody that started 10 years ago compared to, my other competitors that I look at, right? Because I seen all this stuff, and because I learned by actually doing. Because
you excel at the 10,000 hours worth of training in a condensed time.
It was probably way more than that, man.
Yeah.
So that's how I, grew so much faster.
Yeah. Well, it makes sense, and you see more and more of the deals across your desk, right? That's part why I got really good with being creative too, because a lot of the deals that come across my desk is like brokers have no idea what to do with it. It's not a simple deal. On the surface, there's probably something here, but they don't know how to get it done, right?
No, exactly, agreed. What do you got for questions?
So first question is from Andrew. What is the price for a good business coach? Also, as a business coach, how do you market yourself? Are you able to keep some sort of tangible metrics to tangibly demonstrate your value?
To answer the first question, how do you market yourself? Market myself it's not about trying to sell people things. It's trying to give value. For me, I've been doing mostly providing YouTube videos, like I mentioned earlier, right? Mm-hmm. A lot of access to content. I mean, geez, if the guys are smart enough, they watch 140 of my YouTube videos. Those are pretty much almost 89-90% of all the training that I cover. Free, right? The last 10% is actually something that I talk into more detail when at the event or on the online video. So you can learn 90% of what I teach for free. Yep. It's free content. So that is a smart way to advertise, a smart way to market, because you're giving value first, and then you can ask for the money later. Yeah. I believe in that. Napoleon Hill teaches about that, right? And that's what I go by. So instead of trying to find what's the best angle, what's the best approach, it's like you used to know. I mean, you provide this awesome, amazing outlet, and I see a lot of the different people that you bring here. It's like sooner or later they can need your service, but that's a byproduct of what I do, and it's a byproduct of teaching. Is sooner or later I get these big ticket items come across my desk, right? Like I have a broker recently. So where do I get? I guess the question, how do I equate to the question part is what I say. How do I show that what I teach is worth it? That's pretty much asking, right? What's the value in that? Show me, right? Show me the money, and that's pretty much it. Show you the money. The first gal who came to the workshop, she flew in all the way from Alberta, came here, said, Sue, I got a daughter at home. I don't know you. I heard about you. I saw your stuff on YouTube, but I'm not gonna have time to just watch 140 videos, right? I'll go to attend a couple day workshop. I can do that. But $5,000 plus plane ticket plus hotel costs, I just told come. I offer the money back guarantee. Is after the first day, after the first training session, you see that no value, I'll give you full money back. That's how strong I believe in what I offer, right? If it's gonna be surface level teaching, it's like this sucks. Like who the hell want to learn doesn't kind of pay the kind of money, right? If they're not gonna be able to monetize it, so. She flew back, and I heard nothing about it. I have my own private group that we're actively engaged in and help each other out, right? Their own private forum, and we're pretty much open to everything. So she's supposed to be active and connect with us and try and keep us updated what's going on. But long story short, I call her up one day and say, hey, what's going on? I haven't heard from you. Not a peep on the forum. So he goes, so I've been busy, and I'm working with this developer that's expanding, and they're selling these warehouses, and there's like, thanks to your course, I've helped off this developer. I made a good amount of money. I said, so was the course worthwhile? She goes, she just laughed. I was like, so how much are you making? He goes, more than what I made at my last job on this one deal.
On the one deal, yeah.
On one deal. So I should have charged a percentage of, right? Instead. No, but my metric is how to measure success is like, I make sure I follow up on some of these guys and some of these students, say, how are they doing? They can use my material right away to monetize. Actually, their existing clientele that they've put into like B lending or private lending, what I teach, they can go back and use it right away to make money immediately. Like it's a no-brainer. Right? So monetizing is not the hard part. Is that the hard part is this. The hard part is they got to take action.
Yeah, that's always the hard part for a lot of people. Is actually just getting up there and doing it.
Yeah. These are things you need to do when you go back, right?
And it's one of the easiest. And once you're doing it, it's probably one of the easiest things.
Yeah. Well, just have to take my advice and take a leap of faith and talk and go through your clientele and your existing clientele and talk to them. Hey, let's see if we can change this financing we currently have for you to something better. All right. That's it. Like the private guy in Toronto, he flew out to Vancouver. He came back. He said, Sue, all I do is private deals. I have no idea how this commercial is going to help my clients. First client went back, helped $1.2 million, moved them from a private 8-9% interest to a BMO.
4%? 3.5%?
Less than that, yeah. Right? So did he make his money?
Yeah, it's like half. It's like half there.
Right? The guy charged 1.5% on that. Think about how much money he made.
No, exactly.
That's 150 basis point for people in our industry, right?
Yeah.
So what about the first part of that question? What's the price for a good business coach?
Yeah, that's.
I can. You want me to take
Maybe
a dab at that one?
Yeah, this is not what I do.
So for me, I look at. I test it with the market, right?
Yeah.
How much you gonna charge? This amount here. Sure, I'll do it. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
Now the next client comes. Okay, you know what? I charge that price. Let me test another one. So I test higher. It's too high. Then I come back. The market will decide what I should be charging. That's what it comes down to for me. That's how I've always dictated pricing.
I think for me, I'll tell you how I charge mine, okay? It's funny. It's really, really funny. Now, charging price, they say price is an issue in the absence of value. People don't get this. Like, people don't really understand that quote. Price is always going to be questionable if there's no value. You can sell me that plant and you can say that's $500. I'm going, why the hell would I pay that? It's like $299. I can probably buy from somewhere, right? But if you told me that's a €100 plant, you take care of it. Everything is, it's got its genetics, it's got the ancestry. It's like, wow, this was from the Imperial House, blah blah blah. Then they say, okay, there's a lot of value there, right? So when I look at the course that I was teaching, originally I taught this about 5-6 years ago, and I was only charging $250. Guess how many people took it? One. Then I up it, I added more stuff, the content, and you charge $500, $497. Few people took it. I was exasperated. Like, what's wrong with these people? Like, they don't understand this is a very valuable. And when I took business coaching, I paid for business coaching. I paid upwards of $18,000 in 1 year for one business coach, right? So I know the value of the business coach. So I started, okay, what's wrong with this picture? Is it the content? Is it the subject matter? No, it's not. It's worth way more. So what is it, right? It's all about perceived value too. So when you price yourself so cheap, people think it's only worth $500. There's probably nothing worthwhile in it for me to spend 2-3 days, right? So when I got a business coach, I said, so you need to charge more, and I go, well, how much more? And then I'll go up to $2,000, then I go $2,500, and at that point, I felt like I found uncomfortable charging $2,000. And my business coach said, why are you feeling comfortable charging $2,000? Do you feel it's not valuable subject? Do you feel that you're not teaching enough? You're not giving enough? I said, the content is there, but I think I need to do more. And he goes, aha. And he says, aha. I said, what do you mean? You don't feel confident enough to a point where they can monetize, they can get the value back right away. So what do you need to do? I need to really think of a better way to teach, faster, bring more value, and that's it. So if the value is there, you can charge whatever you want, really, at the end of the day. Honestly, if I only do 2-3 students a year, I can probably charge $50,000, $100,000. But I'm not the greedy kind of guy. I want to give back to the community so that, you know what, down the road, they're going to ask me to go around, speak around their association all year. And doing what I love is teaching and giving all of this. If I die tomorrow, all this commercial finance knowledge would be useless.
Exactly.
It'd be gone.
Yeah. It's
right?
cruel. It's cruel to the world.
Yes,
Yeah.
it'd be gone.
No, I get it.
The impact that I've made on those 70-odd brokers is amazing. I mean, the thrill, I see the success, I'm just laughing.
So the $200 to $500, I guess you were testing the market. Now when you're at like $2,000 to $5,000, now this is where you actually, what is the market here going to pay? Where do you go from $5,000 to $7,500? That's when you push the market. That's where I was getting at, right?
Yeah, that's
once you know all that, right? Yeah. Once you're in that zone and you understand, now like, okay, how do I take this from 5 to 7? Adding more value. I get that, right? Now, who dictates the price and go back and forth?
Definitely. I think it's just part of its value balance. You gotta.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. If there's no value, they ain't coming.
Yeah.
Right now they're coming. Now there's value there. Yeah. What do you got?
From Brent, what is the best way to meet mentors? I have read a few books explaining how valuable mentors are, but I don't know the best way to connect with them.
Well, industry-wise, it's not hard to find them. Right.
What do you mean industry-wide?
Industry, if you're in your specific industry.
Okay.
Like say if I'm an investor, who's a great mentor, Warren Buffett.
Yeah.
It's not hard to find them. They are there. You go on YouTube, you search, it's there. They're all over, right? And the mentors that are willing to give back is the one you probably want to go after. They're more open to apprenticeship, mentees to teach, right?
And they've done it.
Yeah. They've done it.
Yeah, agreed, 100%. That's the first thing I'll do. I'll go to social media. I'll find all within that industry. Even if I'm not in that industry and I want to get into it, then I'll start researching on social media, number one. For first, YouTube, and then Facebook videos, LinkedIn videos, and find them there. So videos, that's just the way I learn. And then, kind of message them, see their character then, how they respond back. And, if I want to proceed more with them, then I'll start sending the direct message and seeing if they're available. If not, then go on to the next one and until you find the right one.
And I like the social media. I mean, I respond to all the social media questions. When people actually ask me questions, and the way that I respond is quite kind of cool. Maybe you do it too. So is that somebody asked me a question, going, you know what? So many people asked me this question before already. I'm going to make a video. instead, and then post it. And then because of one person asked us, I'm going to make this video because it will answer, and everybody else after him will ask the same question. Now they have the answer.
Yeah, no, for sure.
All right. I love it. I love it.
Just on certain Facebook groups, you can't post outside links, right? So that's another challenge. But when it comes down to that, it's just a quick copy paste, and then write it based on the person that was asking that question, and respond back that way.
From Daniel, would you personally rather invest in a course or coaching, and why?
I think we answered this one. Oh, I did, right?
That depends on where are you on the journey, I believe, more than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm dabbling, I'll invest in a course. When I'm really serious, I need a coach.
Mm-hmm.
That's the deciding factor.
Yeah.
Because it's an investment now. It's no longer just an expense.
Yeah.
Right.
So here's the thing.
Yeah.
Dabbling for me is not a class. Dabbling for me is me going and looking at YouTube, me talking to other people, me looking at all social media platforms. Do I really want to get into this?
Yeah.
And then after that, I never look at courses. I go straight to mentor.
Yeah.
Right. Who could I contact here? On the side here, Dylan knows this. I'm looking at a different company right now, and I've been dabbling, and I've done enough dabbling. Now I've actually reached out to somebody as somewhat of a coach, because he's been doing this for about 2 years now, on how to build this, how to grow something else. It's just the way I learn. Mm-hmm. And this guy's a hustler. He's out there. He reminds me of myself.
Yeah.
Right, so that's just dabbling to me is not coursing. It's not going to courses.
Entrepreneurs, we specialize in dabbling. Entrepreneurs, I find, especially you and I, we dabble a little bit stuff. Like, I'm interested in Airbnb. You know what? I got a guy who's got a coach who's doing Airbnb right now. I'm investing in joint venture with him. I'm not going to do it.
You like Airbnb?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
In the last 6 months, I've been to a dozen Airbnb places. So I see that side of the demand side, and I see the potential. And the guy who's doing it right now, and I'm a great joint venture guy. I love it because I run Synergy Real Estate Network, and so I love real estate related joint ventures. And this is one of the things I love, and I understand it. Am I going to spend time doing it? No, I'm not going to have time to do this. But if the guy who is specialized in it has time dedicated to do that, I'll hook up with him. He can take care of that. I'll invest.
Yeah.
All right. That's what I do. Maybe this answered that question that he asked is dabbling and taking a course is probably not the same, but taking the course gives you an idea of what difficulties you're going to face, or you can prepare to spend time, or you can prepare to invest more money. All right. I think the toughest part for me and for you, Sunil, is time. Mm-hmm. Right. So I look at it as like, okay, I can keep doing this. It's going to take me how many more courses to get competent? Oh, crap. Do I have 6, 9, 12, 2 years to learn this, like at that pace? If not, how can you condense a time frame? Spend the money, invest in the coach. Because now I get direct access. I need to do this. Or he has somebody else who can help me with that.
Mm-hmm.
Done.
Mm-hmm. You learn so much more.
Way better, way faster.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the deciding factor, not just about whether you're interested or not. I am interested. I just don't want to do it. I just don't have the time to do it. I love Airbnb. I'm interested. I'm not gonna spend.
You're interested, not committed.
Yeah, that's
right?
it.
So you're interested in investing, but
That's
not
right.
committed in running it.
No,
I
yeah.
totally get that.
That is a great one. That's a great line.
From Eric, do you guys agree with this? That every man should have a period in his life where he is building his foundation, no dating, no games, no excuses, no distractions, just pure dedicated focus on his health, his business, and his finances.
100%.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
100%.
I agree.
Now, would I do that for 5 years? Probably not. But would I do that? I do this today. I do that within. I have 24 hours in a day.
Yeah.
I'll probably do that for about 15. It's just when I'm in here, it's straight up focus. And even when I'm in here, there's a focus on mortgage, there's a focus on something else I'm doing, and then there's a focus on the Dylan business, right? And I make sure there's nothing else blocking that stuff from happening.
Yeah. I will agree that it's good to have a long-term goal, like a 5-year, 10-year thing. But as short-term animals, we can't consistently stay focused that long enough. What I typically like to block in chunks of 4 to 6 months. every 4 months, I'm out. I'm on vacation. I don't care. Every 4 to 6, I'm gone. I don't care because I'll be too stressed after that. I'll be overloaded with work.
So you do yours every 4 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do mine 3. I check out.
Yeah.
Probably don't know it. I check out for a week.
Yeah.
Right. Mentally, I check out.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you know what? I'm done. We kind of do some other stuff, and it's just like I get every quarter. Take some time off.
Yeah.
For us, August and December are very simple.
Yeah.
And then in between, I'll do another couple here and there where
Yeah.
I'm probably in the office, but not doing a whole lot. I'm checked out, and I need that.
I think the coolest thing is that because a short-term animal we are, I like 3-4 months. Like I take a whole month off, so I got the joy, right?
Yeah.
Is that you're now replenished, rejuvenated, your cup is empty, time to refill.
Yeah.
You come back, and I came back from July, right? I am so pumped. I'm so full of energy. I'm so focused. It's like, boom, 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 boom. I got deals flying in and out, and go, man, you're an animal. Yeah, but last month I was like a lizard.
So I can do that in a weekend. I have enough rest time during that weekend where on Monday I'm on fire.
Yeah.
And then something happens and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my god. Right? But usually like all I need is Sunday. I have my own Sunday. I'm
That's
good.
right.
I'm on fire just like I'm away on
Same
holiday.
here. I take Sunday off too.
If I do a holiday for more than a week, usually for me after the second day, I'm like, oh, I'm itching. I'm like wherever I'm at, I'm actually going to the business. Hey, how's it going here? How's business? What are you guys doing here? Right, and then go to the next place, do the same thing, have a chat at a cafe or something with somebody, and it is that kind of talk.
So now you're giving away the the inside stuff.
No, there's no insight given away. It's
Okay.
there. It's just it's the way I'm wired, right?
Well, it's true. Entrepreneurs are probably like that. I thought I was the only one. Like when I'm in Bali, I'm in Bangkok, Pad Thai. It doesn't matter where I was. I'll be looking around. It's like, man, this business is dying because it's doing this wrong. It's doing that wrong. My mind is still focused on business operations and how can they do better here? This like for example, I was in Koh Chang and it's not raining season. It's not a down season. People think it is. I think this area is just poorly marketed. And I just look around and said, look at this thing. It's paradise. People hear it's good service and say, what's wrong with this picture? I'm going, I look at the brochures that they have. It's like, this is pathetic. I mean, it's just, for marketing is bad. And where else are they online? I look online. They don't have a bloody website that says more than, hey, we exist.
Yeah.
That's it. Nothing like, no videos about other people having fun and the facility. It's just still frame pictures from the 90s.
So
like
we do the same thing with Cybec Media. Like we're, a deal will come up. I'll look at the company and like, no wonder they're not doing anything. Right? And they're like, hey, Dylan, take a look at this photo here. Right?
Yeah.
Take a look at this. And like,
It's
oh
still
my God,
dated.
this is like, exactly. Like we can change this whole thing with the stuff that we do and offer that to them and, their business will change. It's just that's all it comes down to.
websites bland, no music, no audio, nothing.
Yeah, well, forget.
Like
I get this thing with websites. I don't go to people's websites. I live on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram.
Yes.
Right. That's where I live. Amazon.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not going to somebody else's website. So I don't care about those.
Yeah.
But when I'm going to your Facebook page and you have a business page with the cover photo, that should be a cover video. You have that access, right? It should be a cover video.
Yes.
Especially
especially when they allowed us to do that now.
well, if you're a tourism company, like, come on. Like, what's one photo going to do? You need something else.
Yep.
If it's a realtor that's selling a house or a developer, it should be a building being built or finished and you're walking through it. Like, this kind of stuff.
You're right.
That's what I'm
They
looking at.
don't take advantage of what is available out there at
No,
all.
they're looking at cost. A lot of these guys are looking at cost, right? And then some of them are controlled more by old school, where they don't believe in social media. They don't think it works.
True.
Right.
Yes.
So that's another thing.
Yeah.
So, right.
The owner's an older guy. He doesn't care. He's been ranked. Business is
And when I mean
good.
older, some of these guys are only 40, right? But they haven't jumped on.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, they're not an adopter.
Not at all.
It is true. And whenever I go to anywhere, I just said, this business is going to go down under.
When I go to cities, right, I look at what company has started there, and then I go to that company. Then I want to see where it's like where they actually started the first place. Now look at that. Look at the growth, how they got to that position. Then I see where these guys all, okay, after work, where do they go? Right? And then try to go to that pub or that restaurant where they are and then kind of talk to them, communicate that way. And it's just like being in there.
Yeah.
I'm so fascinated with that.
Go to Asia. I mean, when you go to Asia, I was at an event in Asia at the Freedom Global Summit where a lot of public speakers are speaking to. We were selling on stage as well. But it's like you look at the demand there, and you look at how far technologically advanced they are. But on the business side, wow, they're behind. They are so behind. That's why a lot of American companies are coming. They're eating them alive, like literally.
On the marketing side,
Yeah, marketing.
Because I find Asian business, there's a lot of heart there.
Yeah,
It's based on the respect and the honor system versus that, here's bigger bucks, here's this, here's that, right? So I think there's a lot that the Western world can learn from there,
and vice
versa. A lot the Eastern world can learn from the Western side, right?
True.
So it's just different ways of thinking.
Yes. Yeah.
And that hat has to be on when you're dealing with different different countries or different ethnic groups within your own country, right?
Yeah.
Because they just do things differently.
Well, they offer way better client retention in Asia than it is here.
Oh yeah, 100%.
That's the biggest difference.
Yeah. Because of loyalty and honor.
Honor. Yeah. Integrity.
Yeah.
The last question is from Beck. Do you believe a business coach should be successful in business before coaching you? And do you look at their businesses, etc.?
I agree. But here's my thing. And I got this from my mentor. If you're in the financial world, right, and say somebody's starting with $1,000, right, you don't have to go to Buffett. You just got to go to the next step. Somebody that made 1,000 and they're at 10,000 now.
Yeah.
That can be your mentor.
That's right.
Right. Yeah. So somebody that's been at that step and then, that was at your step, but they're just above you now, or 2 steps above you. I think that's great. But I think somebody that just read something and now wants to teach, that's bullshit. And I think there's a lot of them out there.
There is, I like Tony Robbins' quote that successful people are no different than us. Successful people are successful is not because they're faster, smarter, or whatever, right? Successful people are successful is because of the questions they ask, right? And what I want Jenna to ask is like, is he talking about coach or mentor? That's 2 different things, right? Like the coach who trained Ben Johnson, okay, forget whatever happened, but it's like he won.
The runner, the sprint
runner. I'm just saying, like way back when we're now showing our age.
Yeah, 88.
Is that the coach was not faster than Ben Johnson, but he's a good coach. He knows how to push people. So in that sense, he has no success in running. Is he a good coach? Yes. He allowed Ben Johnson to do that? Well, that's a different matter. But anyway, let's put that aside. It's like, so you don't need a good coach to show how to be a better basketball player. You don't need a mentor. You don't need you don't need Michael Jordan to teach how to play basketball. You need a good coach. Michael Jordan would be a great mentor, though. You want to go to the next level.
Yeah, the difference is one actually can coach because they actually sat on the bench and watched it, so they are a better coach. Yeah. Right. Versus the ones that are actually on the court.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a little different.
So I think what he's asking is a mentorship. Are you looking for a good mentor? Then your answer, Sunil, is great. Is that what, you're investing $100,000. Don't talk to Warren Buffett. Actually, he won't take your call. Yeah. Right. You're investing $100 million. Yeah, he might have a chance to talk with you. So you might have to take the next lower guy down the totem pole to get started from there. All right. And I agree. That's go to the next level. Find somebody who's done it for sure.
Within a certain time period, because somebody done in the 80s, things have changed, right?
Big time.
That's the thing. Like, everyone wants to go talk to mom and dad, but mom and dad did it 20, 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Right? Or they want to talk to their own boss who's done it a long time ago. You got to go talk to somebody that just, has completed within the last 5 years.
That's right.
Using the same, medium, right? If it's social media, if it's, whatever it is.
Yeah. If you did it on MySpace, man, it can't be helpful at all.
Yeah, you That's borderline. That's borderline, right? Because MySpace is still social. It's long time ago, but still, right?
Yeah,
got something there.
I think it's great that those questions are great. I mean, coaches, mentorship, doesn't matter. The money you invest in a coach or mentor is well worth it.
The right one.
Yeah.
The right one.
Yeah. Just don't go on anyone that just finish a training program and now they're a coach. That's not what you want.
No, exactly.
Lots of those around.
Exactly. So yeah, thanks for coming, man. Really appreciate it. We'll have all
fun.
your links underneath here on YouTube and also all the social media platforms where they can get a hold of you.
Sure.
Thanks a lot for coming, man. Really appreciate that.
Well, I'm here to, just like you, in my Instagram handles, creating ambassadors, right? I want to help create more ambassadors to help all those around me. And one of my biggest actual goal, I should have told you earlier, is like, I want to be able to bring like you and I, 50 of us, travel around the world, make some direct impact to those communities that we go to. I go to Philippines and it's like, man, there's not enough money for me to help all these people. Like, some poor places that people go in there and they go to paradise and they don't see the bad side of things, right? I go to Jamaica, I go to a slum, it's like, oh my God, this is Jamaica? People don't realize this exists, right? So part of me that wants to help too.
We have the same thing in Vancouver.
What's anywhere?
You look at Hastings. Yeah. This area here is the nicest area probably in Canada.
Yeah.
Right? 2 blocks this way is the richest, most expensive real estate probably in Canada. 5 blocks that way is the most poorest area in Canada.
Yep. Yeah.
Right? It's just like within one city that's known to be most livable. Right? So yes, anytime you go to St. Lucia or you go to
paradise.
Yeah, exactly. Philippines or Jamaica, you're gonna always see that side.
Yeah.
Thanks again, man. Appreciate you being here.
Thank you. Thanks for the invite.
Thank you.
Love it.